So for anybody that hadn't seen yet, this was the Pysanka that I was working on Friday's live. So this is our little patchwork quilt kind of a thing that we've got going on here. Unusual for me. I haven't done an egg that's this detailed in a hot minute. But I really enjoyed doing it. So it was a bit of a departure for me. I've been doing some, I'd been trying to do some more beginner-friendly designs. And this is a lot more detail than I have been doing. And also the horizontal design is also, a bit of a departure from what I have been doing. I've been doing lots of, like where I put the egg in half and then do a sort of a design on this side and a design on that side. So a little bit different. Spring finally hit Alaska. Nice. Spring, it's typical spring here in Alberta, meaning that one day we have a blizzard and then the next day it's sunny and then the next day we have a blizzard and then the next day it's sunny. So typical spring. It's the same every year. So for those of you who weren't here on Friday, there is this free downloadable egg planning worksheet, a sort of a printable guide that you can download on the Ukrainian egg set. Hi, Becky! That you can download. Hello, Ontario. Yeah, you guys and us, we're in the same boat right now with this COVID business. Neither of us are, Alberta and Ontario, neither of us are doing great right now. So this is a free sort of a planning guide that you can download on the Ukrainian Accessories website. If you go under their freebies section, it's amazing. I love it. There's so many, like they give you so many ideas for different egg divisions. Yeah, I know, it is what it is, right? So hence I'm just going to be inside making art. But Becky, I have my appointment for my vaccine booked for May 3rd, my first one. I'm excited. Good old bone marrow disease got me in the immunocompromised group. So I get to, despite only being 39, I get to go and get vaccinated on the 3rd of May. So my American friends are, yay, I'm so excited. My American friends might be confused, but yeah, here in Canada, it's been slow going for the vaccines, but I have my appointment. I'm happy. My grandmother is fully vaccinated. She's turning 89 at the end of this month, and I'm so excited to wish her an 89th birthday at the end of this month. I was worried I wasn't going to get to this year because she lives in an adult living facility, but she's made it. How did the sunflower egg come out? Oh, which one? Let's see. Hang on. You're just going to get all right, you know what? These are all empty. So I'm just going to bring this whole carton over here because they're in here. So I did my hair appointment. My hair somehow turned pink. Oh no, I'm sorry. I love pink hair though, but I'm sorry that you don't like it. I think pink hair is amazing, but if it's not what you wanted, then that's not cool. So this was the original sunflower egg that I started, I think, on last week's live. And then I challenged myself to make some improvements. So we're going to do the same. Thank you. Hello. We're going to do the same sort of vinegar etching technique today that I did on these ones. So this was me trying to, we got some goobers. It wasn't totally drained. We got some goobers coming out. That one obviously needed to sit a little bit longer on the drying rack. Oh, just me being chaotic as usual. That's why you come to these lives, right? All the chaotic good energy that I bring. If you were on Wednesday's live, I apologize. I don't know what mayhem that was. Anyways, but yeah, so I was attempting to push myself a little bit. And I think I achieved that. Both of these are still... These are going back on that drying rack. Neither of them are fully drained. I rushed because I was so excited and I wanted to make a video with them. And I obviously took them off before they were ready. Not me getting impatient and not taking enough time to complete a project. That doesn't sound like me at all, does it? No. No. No, no, no. And then, yeah, then that's the other side. So, yeah, I was very happy with how those turned out. And now that they have dripped everywhere and I've made a mess, and just embarrassed myself on a live yet again. Please come follow me because I am such an expert. But yes, so this page is from that planning guide that I showed you. And, oh, the Celtic Cross one. Yeah, that one. That was one of the first videos on my page to kind of go a little bit viral back in January. Was this guy. It's one of my favorites. Okay. So, I did up 3 of these, and you guys all liked this patchworky one. So that was the one that we did. So wherever you see, how do you drain without the dye facing? Okay, I will go over that today because I'm going to try a new technique today from Catherine Alexander Art. You can do a couple of things when you drain your eggs. One thing that I do is I'll go back and I'll put like a little perimeter of wax around the bottom so that when I drain it, if any of the little eggy bits splash out, the dye is protected. And then you can just take this off after. So that's one option that you can do. The other option that I'm going to try today is before I go to my final color, I'm going to drain it. Now that will mean, have a good day. Have a good day. That will mean that I won't get to fully submerge this in the dye for the final color. So I'm hoping I still get nice even dye coverage just floating it on the top. But if you drain it before you put it in the final color, and remember we can use these little silicone plugs to keep the dye from getting inside after you've drained the hole, or drilled the hole, I mean, and drained it. But hello. But yeah, I'm hoping that if I drain it before I put it in the final color. Thank you, Hollow Taco, Menchie the cat. Always follow Hollow Taco is my favorite. But yeah, I'm hoping that I'll be able to avoid messing up the dyes, because then it goes into your final color and you're all good. So we're going to try that today. But first, I'm going to show you how I do the vinegar etching. Yeah, try them and let me know. Somebody in my Wednesdays live, that mess of a Wednesdays live, Catherine popped in quick for a minute and somebody said they had tried her technique and loved it. So I wanna try it too. I want to try everything. This vinegar etching was something I saw on Catherine's page. I love everything she does and I want to try it all. I want to try everything she does. I've learned so much from her. But yeah, so what this means is that anywhere you've seen me put the wax down, it's going to protect. Are you Ukrainian? Yes. Ukrainian heritage. My great grandmother was the Ukrainian. And what do you do as a fob? Fob? I was trying to make a joke there, but I can't think of one. Gob. Fob? Gob. What do I do as a gob? This is fantastic. I'm going to preserve this darker brown on the eggshell. And now this is straight vinegar. So we're going to put it in for 7 minutes. And you're going to kind of see the shell get like really kind of bubbly around here. What do I do as a job? Oh, this is the joke where I say, I have a job where I work really hard 24/7, just don't get paid. I'm a stay-at-home mom right now. It's pandemic times and I'm immunocompromised. I ain't going I ain't going outside if I don't have to. I have a background in psych, and I've done retail, and I've done like restaurant and stuff like that. I've done lots of stuff over the years. I was a dance teacher for many, many moons. Why not drain them first? You absolutely can. One of these duck eggs that I'm working on here, that one was given to me. My husband's aunt gave me a bunch of duck eggs that were already drained. You absolutely can drain them first. Lots of people do. I like to work on, so you can start to see the surface of the eggshell. It's starting to get a little bubbly. Exciting things are happening. How old are your kids? My kids are 7 and 9. And we are, what do you mean background? So I have a undergraduate degree in psych from University of Calgary. And I've worked like in like a group home type setting before as a youth counselor. But yeah, mostly just doing the mom thing nowadays. And whatever this is on TikTok. I'm trying to, that's sort of my jam nowadays. I'm just trying to find ways to encourage other people to be creative every day, because I think the world we all need a creative outlet right now. I'm from Alberta. Yes, I'm from Alberta. Cool. Any interest in internet counseling? Oh, not right now. A lot of the counseling jobs now, the industry is changing, and you need a master's degree now. And master's degrees are expensive. And children are also expensive. So creativity is more fun. Agreed. No, I love the field of psychology, and that's what I was going to do. I was going to go for a master's in family counseling. But I had a family instead. Oh, my dog's barking at something. Somebody dared to walk past the front of the house. How much does a kit cost? Okay, so there's a couple of kits. So anybody that's interested, this is the website where I get all of my supplies, ukrainianaccessories.com. American friends, this is a Canadian website, so the prices will be in Canadian dollars. Just keep that in mind. It's a little bit less monies for you. You get the opposite of what I get. Usually I shop online and then find out afterwards that it's way more expensive. It's the opposite for you. It's less money. But then if you use code CraftyLady10 at checkout, you save 10%, and I get a small kickback. So thank you if you decide to use my code. They have 2 kits on there that are great for beginners. One is, I think it's the Let's Get Started kit, and it's, I think, $25 Canadian. Or my kit, the Cheeky Crafty Lady kit, and it's, I believe, $35. My kit comes with the Darylyn style kitska. This is my favorite. It's personal preference. It's like the one. You could also be an internet Pysanka creative coach. I think that's kind of what I am. I think that's kind of what I'm doing. And then the Let's Get Started kit has this style of kitska. Yeah, I certainly can. If you ever need the website or my code, they're also in my bio as well. They're also in my bio if you ever need it. But if anybody needs a screenshot, there you go. I like your nails. Thank you. It's Hollow Taco. Simply Nail Logical. We love her. Another beloved Canadian. We love her. Okay, we got like 1 more minute here. Let's see. How are we doing? Very bubbly. So this is a stale egg. You can tell because it's floating. Fresh eggs will sink to the bottom, but if your eggs are stale, they float. You could offer one-on-one coaching sessions for free. Never even thought of that. Never even thought of that. I suppose I could. I don't know how much different it would be from what I kind of do now, to be honest. I don't know how much more of a benefit you would get from paying for an individual lesson than just watching lives for free. I will be uploading, so it's going to be smelly. Not like Wednesday. Not like Wednesday. Not like Wednesday. It shouldn't be that bad. I find like a month or less and there's no smell. My daughter and I decorated some eggs. We used our method, but couldn't call them. Do you know what? All Pysanka are valid and they all count and they're all beautiful. They're all beautiful. Doesn't even matter if they're not 100% traditional or not. They're all beautiful. I mean, I put Jack Skellington on an egg before. Can't really call that Pysanka either, but it's still Pysanka. It's still Pysanka. It still counts. Okay, so we're gonna take it out now and I'll show you kind of what I do. Did I make a mess of my paper towel that I was gonna use? Of course I did. Why wouldn't I do that? Why wouldn't I be a hot mess? Okay, so I'm gonna take this guy out. Let's use this side. Hi, I fell asleep during the last live. Oh no. Well, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. This is where we're at. All good. I'll be here. I'll be here for at least another hour and a half. Okay. I got my kids and my dog, everybody set up upstairs, so we'll see. We'll see if we get this through this live uninterrupted. So this is just a soft bristle toothbrush, and I'm just very, very gently just scrubbing. So as you can see, I am basically taking off. It felt very creative, which wasn't so painfully expensive. Oh, I hear ya. I get attached to things on UK websites and I'm like, oh no, it's expensive. Okay, so I am scrubbing, and you can rub this with like a paper towel as well. I just find the soft bristle toothbrush to be the easiest method. Maramu fan, thank you. Sorry if I don't say anybody's screen names correctly. I always feel bad. I don't think I ever quite get them right, but I try. It is very creative though. It's very fun. The nice thing is once you have the kitska and the dyes and everything, you're good for quite a while, because those dyes, I mean, your kitska is going to last you. Your dyes are going to last you for, you know, as long as you store them correctly. They're going to last you. I mean, like I said, I've got a couple of mine that are going on year 4. And then beeswax. I mean, I'm partial to the Ukrainian accessories stuff. I'm very partial to hers. It's my favorite. I just saw this live. What is happening? We are doing vinegar etching on a traditional Ukrainian Pysanka. It probably looks, if you don't know what I'm doing, it probably seems really strange to see me scrubbing an egg with a toothbrush. But I'm basically using the vinegar to take off the top layer of eggshell. So I'm getting rid of that dark brown color. We had dyes that didn't layer the same way. All our last layers were brown. Oh no. What I've heard people having a lot of success with is just like taking their egg to like the sink, the kitchen sink, and washing it before you stick it in the last dye, washing it back. So like just using like Dawn dish detergent and just washing it with some like just dish soap and water, and just taking down, or you could do like a vinegar rinse as well, just to take down that dye a bit so that your final layer doesn't go mold or like all kind of muddled. Do you take the yolk out so it doesn't? I do at the end, yes. I feel overexposed. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. I'm guessing your name is Phil. I'm sorry if it's not. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, washing back. A lot of people have had great success with that. Happy birthday, Phil, Philip, Philly D, whatever you go by. I'm sorry if I'm not getting it right. I would 100% break it. Yeah, see, that's the thing. If you're going to take your egg to the sink and wash it, you do have to be careful. I'm gonna break an egg that way eventually. I know I am. I just know myself, and I know who I am as a person, and it's gonna happen, and I've already made peace with it. Yes, it is. Thank you. Well, I hope you're having a great birthday. I hope you're having a great birthday. Okay. So you can see how much of that dark brown color came off. So this is going to do two things. One, I now get this light color to work with. And so that's fun because it's going to be a little bit different. I can add in some different colored details. I'm at work, but so far... Oh, I'm sorry you had to work on your birthday. Been there. Been there. There's something... It's one of those things that nobody prepares you for as a kid. Like, you just... I don't know if it's just because I'm like... Doesn't make it thinner. Slightly. A little bit. Obviously, because it's... I mean, it has to, right? Because you're taking off that top layer. Was the dark brown a dye or was it? It was just a brown egg. It was just, that was the natural color of that eggshell. Okay, so now I think technically the proper way to do this is to now take it to like the bathroom and rinse it with some water. I'm not going to because lazy and I'm comfortable, and I had an old lady moment today where I hurt my hip. I was giving my all on Just Dance. Kill This Love came on, and I was going 120%, as you do when Blackpink comes on, and my hip flexor, my left hip flexor went twinge. So now I'm sitting a lot. Hello. My nail polish is called Menchie the Cat by Hollow Taco. It's my favorite. This is my favorite brand and my favorite color from this brand. Yes, Menchie the Cat. Okay, so now wherever I put wax, so wherever you see wax right now, it's going to stay that dark brown color. So now I'm going to light this up, get my Kitska going. I know I'm obsessed with Hollow Taco. I love Hollow Taco. It's the only nail polish that lasts on my hands. Anything else, I swear to God, doesn't even last a day. Doesn't even last a day. This one actually lasts. So, okay. So now I've got to figure out what I want to place where. I know, Christine is amazing. Did anybody see? I haven't watched the video yet. I just saw briefly on Instagram this morning. She put Ben on a billboard. And I can't wait to see the video. I'm excited. I think it's going to be quite hilarious. I'm so excited to watch that video. Okay, so I'm just going to go and I'm going to fill in. I'm so excited to watch it later. I'm so excited to watch it. So wherever you see me adding the wax right now, it's going to seal in this lighter color. And I think we're going to go into Sweetgrass after this. And then I think our final color is going to be Viking Violet. So we're going to have a brown, a cream-colored green, and a purple. Are you in Canada? I am. I'm using just a heavy Kitska. Now I'm going to go to this side and make sure I keep track of what I'm doing, and I do the same thing on both sides. Because I have been known to get confused. So you can see how quickly that beeswax dries, almost instantaneously. See how it's shiny and then it goes matte. Isn't that amazing? Beeswax is so freaking cool. And it smells amazing. So everybody always wonders, like, doesn't the warmth of your hands like smudge it and wreck it? It doesn't, because it dries almost instantaneously and it sticks to and seals in that eggshell so well. So well. Okay, I think, now what else did I want to do? Where do you get supplies? Where is my little... So for anybody that needs it, UkrainianAccessories.com is where I get all of my supplies from. Crafty Lady 10 will save you 10% at checkout. Not on like the books or the clothes or anything, but anything she makes in-house. So any of the wax, any of the kits, the dyes, the kitskas, any of that. If you choose to use my code, thank you very much. I do get a small kickback if you use it, so thank you. So I'm doing traditional, I'm doing Pysanka. This is more in keeping with the Ukrainian tradition. So this, in this art form, we use, it's like a wax relief method. Very similar to batik, if you've ever seen batik. And we use it to, I'm just going to go through and do some little polka dots here because I feel like it. But it's a process that's very similar to batik. And so basically, you use this little tool that I'm holding here called a kitska. You fill it with beeswax, and then you warm it in the candle, and you put your designs on your egg. I'm writing Pysanka right now. And yeah, so the wax seals in the color underneath. And then at the very end, you take all the wax off and it reveals your design. I'm gonna go to this side. I'm hearing thumping upstairs. Oh yeah, I had to, yeah, Monday nights weren't working anymore with the dance schedule. I'm a little bit, see the bonus to doing this at night is my coffee has worn off. And it was a 2-cup of coffee morning, and I can definitely tell my hands are a little shakier than normal. But that's okay. Shaky hands also make beautiful art too. There was a club in my grade school for this. Oh, we had the, and I think in Canada a lot, we'll have people come in and teach classes, but we didn't have a club. It was my mom that came in and taught classes, and I, in non-COVID times, I will go in and teach classes. Something that I very much enjoy doing. Now, what do I want to do here? Do I want to add any more? I think I'll leave that. My grandma has an electronic kitska as well as a manual. Do you know what? I'll be completely honest. I've never tried an electric kitska. I've heard people love them. I've just never tried it. All right, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to fill in these little areas. I think. Now, do I want to do anything else in here? I think I'll add in a little bloop, bloop, bloop. I find it really amusing that I am like, what happens if you mess up? You have an opportunity to make a whole new design. We call them happy little opportunities in this corner of the internet. So for those of you that aren't familiar with this art form, it's not like drawing where you can erase the graphite if you make a mistake, nor is it like painting where you can just layer over and paint over top of your mistakes. Once the wax touches the eggshell, that's it. That leaves a residue that you just can't remove. I've heard of some people on like YouTube and stuff posting videos where they'll take like lighter fluid or something to an egg and like a razor blade and get it off and are able to correct mistakes that way. I've never had success with that, nor am I a person that should operate straight blades. That's just opportunity for disaster. If you've been to any of my lives, you know I am the last person that should be using a straight blade for arts and crafts. You have to scrub the heck out of it. Yeah. So it's not easy to correct a mistake. So my thoughts on it are that there are no mistakes. There is just happy little opportunities to make new designs. And especially when I teach classes in schools, there especially isn't time to try to scrub things or scrape things off or anything like that. Like, you know, when you're only there for a couple hours in the afternoon, you're limited with how much you can teach the kids. And so I've really adopted this. There are no mistakes. You just adopt it as part of your design and you keep pushing. So if I was to go into a classroom and teach that to a bunch of kids, and then on my own time, I'm like, oh yeah, just kidding. It's a different set of rules for me. I feel like that's not really fair. So I always push myself to just adapt it into make a new design. Yes, happy little opportunities for new designs. That's my Bob Ross moment. So I apologize if I am missing any questions or comments in the chat. I get looking down at my egg and I try to glance up at the chat when I can, but I do miss things. But thankfully, there is always a lot of fellow, I've gotten quite a few people into this now, so there's always somebody in the chat that can answer a question for you. There's lots of Pysanka artists now that show up to these lives, so you have lots of people in the chat that can answer your questions if need be. But how do you keep a steady hand? I'm not as steady right now actually as I usually am. It was a 2 cup of coffee kind of a morning. My cat decided to wake us all up early this morning by crashing stuff in the kitchen and then my oldest and I didn't get back to sleep. So it was a 2 cup of coffee morning. And I notice one of the bonuses to working on these at night is that the coffee has left my system and my hands are much steadier. But I guess 35 years of practice is maybe where my steadiness usually comes from. Just practice. Just lots of years of practice. I've been doing this since I was 4 and I just turned... My perfectionist nature couldn't ever do this. I admire you though. Do you know what is... So I am one of those people that naturally have very perfectionistic tendencies and get really ragey. And my fellow perfectionists will understand what I mean when I say ragey. I get quite ragey when things don't go how I want them to go when I'm doing a creative project. And so one of the great things, I guess one of the gifts this art form has given me is it's, for one, it's taught me a lot of patience. And every egg is a gift. Every egg that you make, whether or not it turns out how you thought it was going to turn out, whether or not you get to the final stretch and you're taking it out of the last die and you accidentally break it, drop it, crush it, whatever. Every egg is a journey and every egg teaches you something. And it's really helped me to work on that tendency to be a perfectionist, a ragey perfectionist, I guess I'll say, and help me to appreciate the process and the journey and to understand that all eggs are beautiful, right? All designs are beautiful for different reasons, and different eggs, different projects will teach you different things. And if you get too caught up on whether or not your work is perfect, you miss out on the process and the journey. And this is a really wonderful and lovely meditative process that I really very much enjoy and encourage anyone else to try, because it's given me a lot over the years. So if you are the type of person that is a ragey perfectionist like I am, give it a go. It's not necessarily a bad thing to get humbled once in a while, I think. And even after 35 years, this is an art form that continuously humbles me. Every time I sit down to write Pysanka, I am humbled for one reason or another. I am reminded that I am not anywhere close to mastering this, and it's a good thing, and I enjoy it. That brings me a lot of peace and a lot of joy. Is the dye in the beeswax? Yeah, so the beeswax that I use, do you know, I need to fill my Kitska so I can show you that. So this is the beeswax that I use. You can also get the puck style bees. Do I have any handy? Do I have any? Am I prepared for a live? No. Yes! Oh, I am. Look at that. So you can also get this, so beeswax usually comes in this color. You can also get the bee pad. Some people prefer using the puck wax from Ukrainian Accessories. I like this wafer stuff, and it does have a colorant added to it, so it makes it really easy to see my designs on the eggs. So but I mean, personal preference. Some people like the puck. I like this stuff. The best part, I'll show you. This is everybody's favorite part. You ready? Tell me that's not just the greatest thing ever. Isn't that lovely? It's not just the best. That never gets old. It is, isn't it? It's just never gets old, does it? It's the best part. I've been doing this 35 years, and that's still the wax melting into the Kitska. It still hits. After 35 years, it still hits. I always make sure I wipe my Kitska down after I fill it with the wax, just to get rid of, and I always do a couple of test runs. Just because it helps to keep the wax from globbing out. See my Bridgerton egg for an example of what happens when your wax globs. So yeah, it's I got woken up early, so it's a Wicked Queen kind of a day. I was not happy with my cat this morning, but oh well. Okay. Now I'm going to, I think I'll fill in these little diamonds here. And I think I'll do a little, I don't know what means, but it means that. I don't talk, I just make sounds. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's see how that goes for us. I forgot you were doing Saturday. Yeah, I was doing Monday nights, but then my kids, she started back at our dance studio, opened back up for limited capacity. And then it was proving to be too challenging to get the kids home and settled and in bed in time to go live. It just kind of wasn't working, so now I'm here on Sunday afternoons. But I was getting a lot of comments that people were wanting to see. Oh, thank you, Linda. Thank you. I was getting a lot of comments for people hoping that I could do an earlier live, because I'm always Fridays at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time to about, I mean, depends on how tired I am. Sometimes it's midnight. I've gone to 2:30 in the morning before. Whoopsie whoops. It's happened. But sometimes, occasionally I call them Wild Wednesdays. Sometimes I'm on here on Wednesday nights as well. If you were at this Wednesday's live, I apologize. It was quite the live. Dance News open again. Mine's closed again. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how much longer it's going to be open. It's very limited capacity. Our studio owner is really lovely, and she goes above and beyond to make sure that everything is super, super safe. And she understands my situation that I'm in. My kids are not in school right now. I had a lot of feelings. I just didn't feel comfortable sending them to school. And it's kind of when I felt like a lot of times our school wasn't following the proper protocol and stuff. And so I had to make the decision. My husband and I made the decision to pull them out, which wasn't easy. So our studio, like, they're limited. There's only 9 kids at most allowed in the class. Usually ends up being around 4 or 5 kids in the class with the teacher. So, and like, they're all masked and they're all distanced, and they're doing really well. They're making the best of it, but it's some way for my kids to get out of the house and see other children. So I'm hoping it continues as long as it's safe. It's a non-competitive studio, and it's we were at a very, very competitive studio, but we made the decision this year to switch to a non-competitive studio, and my kids have never been happier, so I'm really happy that we made the switch. It's a lot more chill, and they are much, much happier little beings. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's weird. Like, I'm not gonna put anybody on blast or anything, but there's other studios in my area that are not careful and actively flouncing the rules and protocols and encouraging their studio families to not follow protocols, and it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. And there's one that's been reported to Alberta Health Services many times throughout the last year and a half, and they're very adamant about their rights as a business and not following protocol. And it's interesting, but my kids don't go there, so I feel like I shouldn't complain about it, but I just it's the actively encouraging. I think in a couple weeks they're traveling to Saskatchewan for a dance competition, and I don't even know how a dance competition in Saskatchewan is even running right now, let alone encouraging out of province travel. That just seems wild to me, but it's not me and my family, so I gotta just look the other way, I guess. It's been a lot of this pandemic, hey, is looking at what other people are doing and being like, I don't understand any of this. But we're all just doing our best. We're all just doing our best. Best to keep all the kids safe. I still and teach, so I know this. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. You want the kids to have an outlet right now. Like, I understand how classes can be so beneficial to a kid's mental health. The out of province traveling for competition, I think, doesn't need to be done right now, but that's my personal opinion. So now I'm going to, so I like what we've got going. Now I'm going to put it into sweet grass. So now, because I took that shell down with the vinegar etching, it is going to die pretty easily and pretty quickly, I think. I say that now, watch it not. So we'll leave it in here for a minute or two. So again, this is on Friday night's live. This is a page taken from, let me not break all of these eggs that I made. I'll put you here for a minute. I'll put you there for a minute. Can you tell how I've been coping with the pandemic? I've just been making eggs upon eggs upon eggs upon eggs. I have like cartons full. Okay, so this page is from this egg planning worksheet. This is a free download on the Ukrainian egg accessories. If you go to their website, they have a really great freebie section. And you can, like, their dye sequence chart is on there. They've got like a coloring page. They've got so many great things. So I really encourage you guys that are doing this to check out, because they're free. You might as well check them out. So this is the egg planning worksheets. These were designed by Jennifer E. Kwong. Check out her Instagram if you guys want to get some amazing inspiration and motivation. If you just want to look at beautiful art, go check out her Instagram. It's amazing. I could spend hours on that woman's Instagram. I love it. But this was one of using that. It's free. Go print it off. Here's the website again, everybody. It's free. Go to the freebies download section. It's not wanting to. There we go. It's in the freebies download section. JL, you will love it. You will love it. It's such an amazing resource. It is such an amazing resource. But yeah, this was one of the designs, if my phone would like to focus, from Friday night's live that everybody picked. And let's check and see. Okay, it's coming. It's coming. We're going to give it another minute or two. Okay, so where can I put you? I need to put you away. Yeah, this has been... So we all cope with things differently, right? So this is how I've been coping with quarantine. I've just been making lots of art. This is what it... Being immunocompromised during a pandemic, you gotta do something to pass your time. I just painted a bunch of murals on walls, and watching you has made me think I need to get my supplies out. Absolutely, get your supplies out. Get your supplies out. Lots of people actually do their egging while I'm on my live, and they egg along with me, which makes me happy because that's very in keeping with the tradition. This is Menchie the Cat by Hollow Taco. It's my favorite nail polish. My favorite nail polish brand. We love Christine. My favorite egg. Oh, I haven't gotten her out now for a little bit. Let's get her out. Let's get her out. Let me see if I can get her. Yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stage, Miss Congeniality 1988. This is my favorite. This is from a while ago. This is my favorite egg. It's very nostalgic. Look, there's a sunshine. There's a little flower. She's my favorite. I love her. Yeah, here she comes. If you've been on my lives before, you've seen her. We lovingly refer to her as Miss Congeniality 1988. That's my favorite egg. That's my favorite egg. Do you empty the egg before you start or when you're done? You can do both. This is a duck egg that my husband's aunt, she gifted me some duck eggs, and they were already drained. Lots of artists already drain their eggs before they start working on them. You can't submerge your egg in the dye. If you do this, it only floats on top. For some people, it's a personal preference. For some people, that's a deal breaker. Other people don't care. But also, once you drain them, they are more fragile. And I'm very klutzy, and I need all the help I can get. But they are much more fragile if you drain them first. It is easier to remove the wax. It's much faster to take the wax off an egg that's already been drained, because the heat can, if it's drained, it can move through I don't know how to explain it, but it conducts better. So it's much, much faster taking the wax off if your egg is already drained as opposed to a whole egg. So there's pros and cons. If you were here on Wednesday's live, you saw what it was like when you forget to drain your egg as soon as you're done. That was exciting. If anybody here was in Wednesday's live, I apologize for that hot mess. At the very least, I think you were all at least entertained, I guess. It was a mess. That's sort of what I am. I'm kind of a creative, chaotic mess, but I have good intentions, so that makes up for it, right? That makes up for me being a chaotic mess, right? I have good intentions. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Okay. I drained an egg today that was a couple of weeks old. It was lumpy. If you were were you here on Wednesday? Did you see what I was dealing with on Wednesday? It was lumpy. It was lumpy. It was something. Okay. This is so different from the eggs I've been doing usually. I really thank you guys for encouraging me to step out of my box a little bit and do something new and different. I appreciate it. I missed it, but I can... Oh, girl, it was bad. So it was, for those of you that missed it, my intention for my live on Wednesday was to be vulnerable. For those of you that don't know, I am part of that neurodiversity squad, which means I have executive functioning struggles, and also I have chronic health issues. So sometimes doing the task, doing the hard thing doesn't get done. And I had 16 eggs that needed draining, that some of them needed to be drained a month ago. Like, it was bad. I have separate tea towels to work on my eggs. Don't use your nice tea towels for this process. I wash them. Most of it comes out, but it does stain. It does stain. I'm not going to lie to you. I've got special old tea towels that I use for this. But, yeah, anyways, so I was trying to be all vulnerable on Wednesday's live and be like, not everybody's perfect, and some of us, have a hard time completing projects once we start them, and this is me being vulnerable, and I'm going to get these eggs drained. Some of them might smell bad, but it's okay. And the first egg I drained was the worst egg I have ever drained in my life. It was absolutely, positively vile. I cannot even express to you how gross it was. And at that moment, while I'm like being vulnerable and draining this absolute disgusting egg that should have been drained 2 months prior, I had like 800 people show up to my live. It was a mess. It was such a mess. It was such a mess. How long does it take to do an egg? It depends. I like to say anywhere from like an hour to 30 hours. It just depends on how much detail you're doing, how large the egg is. Some of those ostrich eggs that you see like Good Harvest Pysanka doing, like some of those giant ostrich eggs she has, I think some of those are like 30 plus hours on them. So, oh yeah, it was a mess. Wednesday was a mess. Do you absolutely have to drain the egg? No, that one I just showed a little bit ago, my Miss Congeniality egg from 1988. None of the eggs I did growing up, none of them my mom drained. Absolutely none of them. So, no, I think... What do I want to do here? What do I want to do here? I think. Sorry, sometimes it takes me a minute to get my bearings. Okay, I think I want that to be purple. Okay. So the benefit, sorry, I'm like thinking and trying to make my brain compute after not a lot of sleep, and it's not going well. Or do I want to do that? No, I want some purple up there. Let's do this and then that ladder. That's what we'll do. So the benefits of draining, so if you don't drain your eggs, either at the end of the process or at the beginning of the process, you run the risk of eventually they can burst. It's rare for that to happen, but they can. Anybody that used to do this growing up, if your parent didn't drain your eggs, I'm sure everybody's had the experience that I had growing up, where every now and then you would come home from school and there would be a stench in your house. And you play that game of, did one of the eggs in my mom's china cabinet burst, or is there a gas leak? It's probably an egg. I'm just going to go watch Blossom. I'm sure it's fine. Sarah loves craft. Thank you. So yeah, it's not a guarantee that they will burst, but it can happen. So it's just something to be aware of. The benefit of draining them is what if they're drained and then you like varnish them. I have an egg from my great grandmother that we think she made probably in like the 70s, possibly the 60s. Definitely no later than the 80s. So it's like 40, 50 years old, this egg. And I mean, if they're drained and they have a coat of varnish on them, they can last as long as you don't accidentally drop them or don't have little hands get a hold of them. How many times do you usually dye it? It depends. I've done eggs that are just 2 colors. Where I do like one. Where do I have a couple? Where is she? There she is. Let me just grab this one. So this one, like this is just a 2-color egg, right? Just white, and then I dipped it in blue for a final color. So you can do like just a 2-color egg if you want, right? And then that's an egg like this. Ooh. It's good. There we go. It's okay. She's okay. So an egg like that will take less time than... Oh, let me get out Jack Skellington. He's a cool 2-color egg. He's a two-color egg. He's pretty cool. He's pretty fun. Also was gifted a goose egg that had dried. It rattles. Have never decorated it. Yeah, Miss 1988, she rattles. She got some calcified, petrified egg yolk in there somewhere. Yeah, they just dry down. I find if you burst them kind of within the 5-year mark, they smell really bad. But at a certain point, they just don't even smell anymore because it's like they're just dried up. What inspired coincidence brought eggs, beeswax, and dyes together? Excellent question. To answer that, we must go all the way back to the Bronze Age and ask the pagans, because that, believe it or not, is how long this tradition, this practice has been around. So this started in sort of the Slavic areas, what we now know as the Slavic countries, back in the Bronze Age with the early pagans. And it was part of their springtime celebrations, springtime rituals. So the eggs are symbolic of new life, right? Which is why, in the spring we've got, new animals being born. We've got new plants coming up after the long, hard winter, new plants emerging out of the ground. New life. That's why when it was adopted by Christianity, it sort of fit in with the whole rebirth of Christ kind of a thing. But they used to, back in the day, make dyes out of things like beetroot and turmeric, and I think they would grind up like certain tree barks and chestnuts and things like that and make their dyes. And then I guess somebody along the line somewhere discovered that beeswax could seal in the different colors, and then you could get multiple colors and designs on one egg. Different designs mean different things. Depending if we're looking at the pagan tradition or the Christianity tradition of it, different symbols will have different meanings. Dots usually are representative, I think, of like stars or the heavens in the pagan tradition. I could be wrong, though. I'm not up in my pagan symbolism. And then in the Christianity symbolism, it's more symbolic of Mary's tears when Jesus was on the cross. So different symbols will have different meanings. When you see me do the pine needles, anything with like these little guys, the little pine needles, that's generally a symbolism for health and stamina, that kind of thing. I've seen something similar. It's kind of like a pen filled with wax, I think. Yeah, so if you've ever seen batik, the canting tool used in batik, this is very, very similar to that. This one is called a kitska, but I have a barrel end and a tip end, and I load the wax in the barrel end. I heat it in the candle, and then it's surface tension that keeps the wax inside of the kitska. And then when I take the kitska to the surface of the eggshell, it breaks the surface tension and allows the wax to flow out, and that's how you make your different designs. So it's science mixed with magic, mixed with art, which is my jam. It is my jam. It's my favorite. Any place where science, art, and magic meet is a place where I want to live and spend most of my time. Thank you. Hi, Nat. Sarah, you're here too. Hello. Hello, hello. Got lots of Pysanka artists in the chat today. What is my dog doing? Oh God, if it's not the two-legged ones, it's the four-legged ones. Okay. So after I get all of this green on, I'm going to do a vinegar wash and take it down again. So a vinegar wash, it's not as strong as when I do a vinegar etching. A vinegar wash, it's like 50% vinegar, 50% water. And I basically use it to do like a wash back. Or like I said at the top of the live, you could also take your egg to like the kitchen sink and give it a wash with just some water and some dish soap, and take the dye down, and then I'm going to drain it before I put it in the final color because I want to try Catherine's technique. So I'm going to drain it. I'll put in one of these little silicone plugs, and then I'm going to put it in. I'm going to roll it around in my Viking Violet. So by washing it down in between here, it's going to do a couple of things. One, it'll be less messy when we drain it. And two, it'll give that purple a chance to be really, really vibrant. So going from this green into a purple, that's where you can sort of get your like muddy kind of colorings. So I'm hoping now what do I want green and what do I want? Okay, I'm gonna do this part green. I'm gonna do this middle green. That's what I've decided. That's what I've decided. Now the trick is going through these super detailed eggs. The trick is going through and keeping track of what you've done. So anywhere you see me leaving it green, when I go to my final color, it's going to end up a really, hopefully, if all goes well, it's going to end up a really beautiful, vibrant purple. We will see. Do you know what? I'm really enjoying Viking Violet. I'm really enjoying Viking Violet. I really like it. Crown Purple's beautiful too. I don't know. I like the vibrancy of Viking Violet, I guess. I don't know. I like them both. I'm in a Viking Violet kind of a phase. I don't know what it is. I go through phases with my eggs. I was in a big glacier turquoise phase there for a while. I'm getting Hulk vibes. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's the right shade of green. Totally. Purple and lime together is my fave color. Yeah, I'm hoping. So it'll be that brown color, that cream color, this green color. This is Sweetgrass from Ukrainian Accessories. And then the Viking Violet. So new color combo for me. Haven't tried that one yet. So we're gonna see how it goes. I have no idea. It might be glorious. It might be a fright. Either way, you get to experience it live with me. Sometimes my lives, everything goes amazing and it's great and I look like such a professional. And then other times on my lives, I drain an egg that's like 3 months old, or I break an egg, or I light something on fire, or I let myself on fire, or I burn myself. And I like to think, it's not that I'm not a professional, I'm just being real and letting you all know that this is a very accessible art form. You do not have to feel like some perfect, elegant, graceful type of a human to participate in this art form. You can be one step up from a bridge troll and participate. Because there's some days I feel like I am one step off of a bridge troll, but it's all good. I don't understand what's going on, but it looks cool. Yeah, so this is traditional Pysanka. It's a decorative egg. The technique you see me doing here, this is more in keeping with the Ukrainian tradition. So I'm Canadian, but I have Ukrainian heritage. It was my great-grandmother that was the Ukrainian in our family. And my mom taught me how to do this when I was a little girl, many moons ago. And it's very similar. It's a wax relief method. So it's very similar to batik, if you've ever seen batik. If you ever make merch, one step up from a bridge troll should be on everything. I've got a few quotes that need to go. Happy little opportunities should be on a shirt. One step up from a bridge troll. Sarah, what was the other one? Don't worry, I'm in therapy. I think that was the other one. I should start making a list. I have a few ideas for like things to put on shirts I would like to do, or like even like aprons and things, or like artist smocks, things you can wear. Hello, Slavic cousin. Hello. It's okay. Everything's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. You're fine. Everything's fine. with a little cartoon of like a cracked egg right beside it. I've got a couple of tea towels. Okay, everybody's favorite part. I gotta load more wax. Everybody's favorite part. Here we go. Oh, I don't even remember LOL. I've said a few things on this live that you guys have on my lives that you guys have said you should put that on a shirt. I should start writing them down. I am who I am. Yes. We're all a little cracked up here. We're all a little mad here. So you can see I get going and I get enjoying it and I overflowed a little bit, but that's okay. Where did have I lost it already? This Kitska holder from Ukrainian Accessories, it is under $10. I think it's like $5 or $7 or something like that. That has been hands down my best purchase of this year. I used to just rest it on my canning lid there, and I used to just dump wax all over. I was going through wax so fast. That's my best purchase of this year, is that little silicone Kitska holder. My gosh. What a gift that has been. It is a game changer. Honest to God, I'm wasting so much. And the nice thing is, if you do drip wax on it, it's silicone, so you can just peel it up and reuse it. There's zero waste. I love it so much. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. What's the cost of getting started? So compared to something like watercolor, acrylics, that kind of thing, I find this to be a very affordable art form to get into. You do have to spend probably, I would say, with shipping and everything, you know, like you can get a kit for around 25, 35 bucks and then just pay your shipping and whatever. So that'll depend on what country you're from, how much that's going to be. But then other than that, I mean, a dozen eggs is like what, under $5. You just need some like paper towel, some tea light candles, some containers to make your dyes in. I use mason jars so I can be all aesthetic and fancy, but you can use, you know, like old yogurt containers and sour cream containers and things like that. You don't have to be all aesthetic. You can really use whatever you have on hand. The nice thing about the mason jars is you can seal them and keep your dyes. I've got a couple of my dyes that are going on year 3, year 4. So they can last for a while if you want them to. Okay. I got 5 dozen for 10 bucks. That's amazing. Yeah, for anybody that's interested, this is the company that I get my supplies from. She does ship worldwide. As long as your country is open for international orders. I know COVID, Miss Rona, the pandemonium, the ponderosa, the situation at hand. As long as your country is open to international orders, she will ship to you. If you can't find your country on the website, just send her an email and she can help you out. But just a reminder, all prices are in Canadian dollars. And Crafty Lady 10 will save you 10% at checkout. If you choose to use that code, that's my affiliate code. I do get a small kickback, so thank you if you use it. If anybody ever needs it, the website and my code is in my bio. So I find it to be a very affordable hobby, you know, especially when you look at something like acrylics or that. It does the site have egg stands? They do. Yes, those guys, those kind. They have egg stands. They also have these little guys. They're called findings. All of my ones with findings on, they're all upstairs on my little display. But you can glue these on the top of your eggs. So I make these all year round, and then to be honest, I sell them and give them away as gifts at Christmas time for ornaments for the tree. It's my standard teacher coaching gift. If you teach my kids, coach them in anything, you get a bottle of wine and an egg. You get a bottle of wine and an egg for your tree. That's my standard teacher gift. Yeah, if you can hold a pencil, you can make Pysanka. My kids make Pysanka with me every year. My brother with cerebral palsy makes beautiful art. There's no right or wrong way to hold a tool, a kitska. My brother, I think he just, to be honest, I think he just makes a fist and we just jam the tool in there and you can use a tea towel to kind of prop your egg up, to kind of hold it and keep it from rolling around. A lot of people find that easier. Somebody was saying, I can't remember who commented on one of my videos, and I thought it was absolutely genius. When they were a kid, they said their mom like filled like a baby sock with rice and made like kind of like a little beanbag and then rested their egg on top of it to work on, which I thought was absolutely genius. So you could try that as well. But no, if you can hold a pencil, you can do this. Absolutely. This is, I mean, we're working with hot wax and open flame, so there's that. But, so I mean, you know your kids, you know your family, you know who's capable of handling the whole open flame thing. Although, to be honest, I don't know if I should even be handling open flame, the amount of times I've set something on fire accidentally. But, yeah. I like to say that Pysanka is for everyone. It's a very accessible art form. Don't Do I have my, yeah, I do. It's on my drying rack. Let me just grab it. So because I always hear, oh, I have shaky hands. I could never do this. You know, I couldn't do this art form. This was, so I've got the wax on the bottom here because I drained it. But this was a Pysanka that I made with my left hand, which is my non-dominant hand, because I wanted to prove a point that anybody can do this art form and make cool art. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be something traditional like this. You can, oh, and there's, yeah, I took it off the drying rack. You can tell it's not done draining yet, but it's for everybody. You don't have to do like the most traditional things. Like I say, I've got a Totoro egg. I've got a Jack Skellington egg. I've put darn near anything on a Pysanka at this point. You don't have to do the traditional patterns. You can make anything. Is this my... Oh yeah, let me show you my husband's eggs. I think I've showed these on my lives before. This was my husband's, one of the ones that my husband did. Oh, we're missing one. Oh no. So he did Eva from Wall-E, and it's usually in here. And I have a vague memory on Easter morning of my youngest daughter, who's named Eva, coming up to me going, "Mommy, Daddy made an Eva egg. Can I keep it?" And I think I said yes, not realizing she was holding it in her hand, and then making a mental note of, I need to go investigate that situation. And I forgot because executive dysfunction. And now I'm looking and this Eva egg is missing and I have no idea where it is. It's not with my eggs upstairs. I wonder if she's put it in a drawer somewhere in her room. Okay, anyways, but yes, you can put anything on an egg, was the point of that. I wonder where that other is. So my poor husband, he did a Star Wars egg one year. He did a Stormtrooper egg, and Little Hands got a hold of it. We never found it. I wonder if that Eva egg is going to go way of that Stormtrooper. The name, oh, that is fireweed, magenta fireweed from Ukrainian Accessories. That fuchsia color, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. That egg is cream soda pink. Let me get it out again. This is cream soda pink, magenta fireweed, and I think I ended it in crown purple. That's that egg. Love that magenta fireweed. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Okay. So I got the green on the top and the bottom. I got the green on that. Now I need to make a decision for what I want to be green on here. And I think I'm going to do the border and then that X. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Latvian. Yep. Latvia has their different, any Slavic country I feel like is going to have a version of these types of decorative eggs. Poland, Bulgaria, Latvia, you name it. Russia, Ukraine. Lots of countries have these types of decorative eggs. And they're all very similar, slightly different techniques. They're all gorgeous and beautiful, and I love them all, and I want to learn them all. Just not enough hours in the day. I can't believe I've never seen this before. Germany, yeah, Germany does it too. Is that, yeah, probably. If you leave your kitska in the candle too long because you're chit-chatting and not paying attention, it'll start smoking. If your kitska sets a flame, if your kitska goes on fire, always blow it out, never shake it. I think that's the instant reaction is, oh, I've got to put the fire out. So you want to shake the kitska. Don't do that. Hot wax comes out. It flies everywhere. It's very exciting, but not in the way that you hope it will be. So remember, blow out the flame. Do not wave the flame out. Not that I know from experience. Not that I know from experience. Oh, another Eva. My youngest is, her name is Geneva. but we call her Eva for short. And she loved her Eva egg, but I don't know where it's gone to. I don't know where she's put it. I should really find that. I have lost count over how many eggs my kids have broken over the years. They're just very tempting to little hands. They're just so tempting. So tempting. I actually want to see a really, my Eva, my little Eva, this is one of her first eggs she made when she was 5. Isn't that cool? Isn't that so cool? It looks like a piece of like abstract art. I just think it's so cool. I love it. She did this, I think this one's from a couple years ago. I think, yeah, oh yeah, Eva. Yeah, 2018. I put their names or their initials and the year on them, otherwise I lose track because executive functioning is a struggle. You gotta find those little I don't want to call them cheats, but those little aids, things that can help you remember things. I'm trying to avoid that fight when the kids are older where they're like, this is my egg. No, that's my egg. No, that's my egg. Or that fight of, you did this in kindergarten. They're like, no, I did it in grade 2. So trying to keep track. We'll see. We shall see. Dun, 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 dun. So when I am done putting this green on here in this last little design, I'm going to show you how I do a wash back. And then, which is, to be honest, pretty much almost identical to the vinegar etching process. I just don't use straight vinegar. I use it diluted 50-50 with water. So I'll show you, we'll do that. And then I'll show you how I drain it. And then we will roll it in the final color. So this is Catherine Alexander, her method that she did on her channel, where she drains her egg before she puts it in the last dye so that she doesn't have to worry about the final dye getting messed up in the draining process. And then also you don't forget to drain them and leave them for 2 months and then drain them on a live and embarrass yourself in front of 800 people. It's also a bonus to doing it that way. But that's neither here nor there. I've been doing that. I like it. Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't. Catherine, hi! Hello. Yes. Catherine Alexander Art is in the chat right now. So she's the one. She's got quite a few videos on her channel. I'm trying your technique. I've never done it before. I'm very excited. Very excited. Okay, that was a hilarious live. I mean, it was hilarious. You either found that live hilarious or horrifying. I think the people that found it horrifying clicked off. The people that found it hilarious stayed and watched me not just ride the struggle bus, but drive it straight into the chaos that was Wednesday night's live. There's nothing like 800 people watching you in your moment of vulnerability, just struggling away. Oh God, that was an experience. That was one for the books. That was one for the books. I'm glad it was entertaining. I'm glad it was entertaining. You know, if nothing else, you can be entertained when you come on these lives. That was so fun. I was sewing and made made many laugh-induced mistakes. You know what? Sometimes it's nice to just be vulnerable and show your mess ups, because for one, they can, you know, give other people a chuckle, you know, a moment of escape. And two, it's beneficial, I think, to see creative people not always hit it out of the park and not always just succeed at making beautiful art, because sometimes the journey to making beautiful art is messy and vulnerable and full of mistakes. And I think it's important to remember that it's not always an elegant or graceful process when you're making art. Especially when you have executive dysfunctioning struggles like me. So it happens. Sometimes you start all the projects, you just don't finish them. And then trying to finish them becomes this great big insurmountable task that you have to overcome. And you just have to work through it. And you just have to be willing to not be perfect, which is a struggle sometimes. It's hard. But it's worth it. I know that. I can say that for sure. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost time to do a wash back. I'm so glad you guys encouraged me to go out of my comfort zone with this one. This is not normally the kind of stuff I've been doing lately. So it was a real stretch for me. It was a little bit out of my comfort zone. Not something that I'm normally doing. So thank you guys for encouraging me to try something a little bit different. Because it's very unusual. For me to do A, this sort of horizontally kind of a pattern, and B, just this kind of detail work. I've been trying to post lots of beginner-friendly designs. And not that a beginner couldn't do this, it's just a lot more detailed. Okay, so now, here we go. We're going to do kind of a wash it back, wash it down. So what I do for this, let me get some paper towel out here. I'm going to dip her in. Dun, dun, dun. Wait until you see her break it down and show mistakes. Okay, first things first. I'm going to go through and just double check that I have everything on here, that I haven't forgotten anything. Yeah, I think we're good here. So this is half water, half vinegar. So we're just going to kind of give it a little... We're just going to give it a little bit of a wash, a little bit of a rinse. I'm going to get my soft bristled toothbrush out here. And yeah, it becomes approachable instead of art. That like stuff like Wednesday's Live, that's what I'm always attempting to do, is make sure that this people feel like this art form is approachable. You see stuff like you did on Wednesday and you're like, well, if she can do this, surely I can try it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna kind of just give it a little gentle kind of a, so we're not doing like the etching, we're not taking down, you know, the eggshell. I'm just trying to rinse back this green a bit so that that Viking violet will take better. So just very gently dipping it in that vinegar wash. So again, you don't have to do it this way. You can just take it to your kitchen sink and give it kind of a rinse off with some soap and water. I don't trust myself to do that. I think I would dump it in the sink if I tried that. I wish all my eggs from childhood didn't bring... Oh, I'm sorry. So the purpose of the wash is we're just taking back this green dye a bit so that it doesn't go muddy when I put it in the purple. It makes the next dye I use more vibrant. And it's just going to make this draining process a little bit less messy. That's the purpose of doing the wash back. Yeah, Kathy told me always do a vinegar bath between dyes and my results immediately improved. Yeah, it's not a process that I've ever been familiar with, but my God, is it a game changer. Your colors are so much more vibrant, so much less muddy. Yeah. It works great. It's not something that I ever knew about or grew up doing. That's sort of been the wonderful thing for me with social media and other Pysanka artists getting on social media and sharing their like tips and tricks and techniques and ways of doing things. I've learned so much, and I really appreciate sort of how open a lot of this art community has been. Like artists like Catherine, and Catherine's like very open and showing lots of her techniques on her page, and it's really wonderful because it feels like it feels more like a community, and it's like, I don't know, I think it's just really cool and inspiring when we can learn from each other. I don't find it at all I mean, you'll always find those people that are like very like traditionalists of like there's one way to do this art form and one way only and stuff like that. And sometimes it can feel a little gatekeepy, if I'm honest. That's kind of what my mom was like with it. Like there's one way. You've all heard my stories about my mom had it in her head that the only real Pysanka were the ones that you didn't mark things out in pencil beforehand. And she never let me use a pencil on my eggs growing up, so I had to learn how to freehand everything because I wasn't ever allowed to use a pencil, and it used to infuriate me. But she was very adamant that there was one true way to do Pysanka, and one way only. And as I've gotten older and met other artists, I've found there are many ways to do Pysanka, and they're all beautiful. So I think I'm actually going to go from the top this time. So I've got this little, oh no, my pump thingy is upstairs. Oh no, of course I left it upstairs. It's at my kitchen sink. Hold on one second. I'm just going to take you off. For those of you that are wondering, I've got here, you can look at my beautiful, egg collection. I'm just going to run upstairs for 2 quick seconds. I am so sorry. I am a hot mess. You can look at my printer and all of my eggs. I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. I am a professional. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. My bad. Sorry. All right. Yeah, I got a little gadget that slips around my neck and it holds my phone. But yeah, I had taken this upstairs to my kitchen sink to clean it, and I left it to dry at my kitchen sink and forgot to grab it. So this is the single. Do I have the bag? No, I don't have the bag. Why would I have the bag? That would be me being prepared. And I'm never prepared. Or do I? Do I? No, I don't. Do I? Nope. Okay. So this is the single hole egg blower kit from Ukrainian Accessories. So it's got this little syringe with a pump on it. So I use this is their reamer kit. You can buy the egg blower kit separately from the reamer kit, or you can get both, I think, for, I want to say it's $24.95 Canadian, I think. You don't have to drain your eggs, but if you do want to drain them, I fully recommend getting the full kit and caboodle with the little egg blower kit, as well as this reamer kit. I find it, I just find it's the easiest. You can always go old school if you want. So that's what happened. Whoever was that drained these did it old school. They poked a 10 out of 10 prefer the reamers to just, yeah, me as well. Myself as well. I've got a little thingy from the Amazonian. It goes around my neck and I rest my phone in it. That's how I can have hands free. But what you can do is, if you don't want to buy the kit, you can poke a hole and a larger hole in the bottom. You can tell it's a little bit more crudely done, because these reamers make it so you can get a really nice, where is one of my ones? Like this one. Let's get Totoro out. I'll show you Totoro. So, one egg that was sort of crudely done with like a tack or a pin or something. And then, yeah, or a push pin. And then using the reamer set. It's a lot easier. Totoro says hello. And, but what they used to do back in the day is you drill your 2 holes and then you actually have to put your mouth on it and blow as hard as you can and push all the yolk out. So you can do that if you want. You don't have to buy the draining kit. You also don't have to drain your eggs at all if you don't want to. But basically what happens, and I'll show you this in a minute, is you drill your hole and then you put the syringe up inside the egg and you push air into it, and the air displaces the yolk and pushes it out. So, yes, yeah, it feels much more humane to do it this way. I'm going to be honest. It's a much more pleasant experience. Now, this is not it's not that it's hard, it's just time consuming and a little bit monotonous, this process. So you just provide gentle pressure. I kind of like going back and forth between these two. That's sort of my jam. I'll kind of go back and forth between these two. Got asthma, I can't blow an egg out to save my life. Yeah, it's just not. And then whatever color of dye your egg is, if you wait until the end to drain them like I do, then your lips get dyed that color and it's just not great. It's not a great process. So, whoa, don't stab myself in front of everyone. Please, Christina, don't stab yourself. Once a week, a humiliation is enough. We don't need to go for 2, although, let's be honest, I probably will. The yellow and blue. Yeah, oh, this. Yeah, I like this one too. Let's use this guy for a little bit. I just kind of go back and forth, to be honest. There's no rhyme or reason here at the beginning. It's just, I think I go back and forth so I don't get bored, to be completely honest, and I try to keep my attention. That might be what I'm doing. So, I think maybe this red one's my favorite, actually. I don't know why. Maybe it's not. Let's try this one. Doesn't the vinegar weaken the shell a little bit? I feel like a tiny bit. Because it is taking off that top upmost section of the eggshell. So I feel like, I mean, it has to, right? But not, I mean, you could just add a shellac or a varnish to your egg at the very end and it'll strengthen it right back up, in my opinion. If you go on Catherine's channel, she works on quail eggs and she cuts them in half. And again, I have left my necklace upstairs, so I can't show you guys. I have one and it's the coolest thing ever. But she works on quail eggs and she cuts them in half and she fills them with resin. So if you want to see something super cool, go check out her page and you will see her work with resin to... This is taking so long. Yeah. So this is, to be honest, this is the time, if I'm going to break an egg, this is when it happens. Because I get impatient, because I just want because there's no rushing this. Like, it's just tedious. And you have to go so slowly and just keep doing that whole gentle pressure thing, and it's like, I just want it to be done. I'm almost at the end. I want to see what my final product looks like, and I just don't want to take the time, and I get daydreamy and distracted while I'm doing it, And that is when it's the whole egg draining process. Usually if I'm going, aha, we made it through. But yeah, usually if I'm going to break an egg, it's during this process. It's either going to be during when I drill it, or now I'm just going to go around the outside because there's usually a membrane. I'm just going to see if I can take care of that. Use this guy. Make it a little bit bigger. So it makes a nice clean, quite a clean hole. Like as opposed to the duck egg that I showed you that was more crudely done. I've noticed I start rushing at the end to see the finished product. Yes. And that is when heartbreak happens, because you've just spent, you know, however many hours, however much time making this beautiful work of art, and you're so excited to see it. And then right at the very end, tragedy strikes. And it's so sad. And it's so, it's like, no. Okay. So you can keep going and make it larger if you want. I'm going to stop there because I feel good about that. So now I just kind of move this guy around because what I'm trying to do is make sure I break up that yolk a bit. Okay. So now I'm going to very gently start pumping some air in and seeing if I can get that yolk out without anything too exciting happening. So the air that I'm pumping in is displacing the yolk and the whites and all the contents of the egg inside. Now, this is the other point at which you are in danger of busting your egg. You want to bust your egg because what can happen is this hole can get clogged. Sometimes the egg white can be quite viscous and thick, and it just kind of doesn't want to come out. And so the egg's not draining, so you get impatient, so you pump more air in to try to get the yolk out, and you end up pumping more air in than you can displace. Basically your egg explodes from the inside. It busts. So we don't want to do that. So it's just a very gentle process. Okay. Now, I wonder if I should try putting some of my vinegar water in here and giving it like a rinse. I've never tried that before, but people always talk about that. Okay, maybe I'll try that. Let's just set her down for a minute and I'll get some of my vinegar out. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so these so I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this vinegar rinse and squirt it on the inside here. You definitely don't want to try eating these innards now. For one, this egg has been sitting out for a while. You don't want that, trust me. And second, these are industrial dyes, so they are not fit for human consumption. They're not like the, let's just roll that around for a bit. It's not like the food dye-based dyes that you can get around Christmas, that you can get in the stores around Easter time. Roll that around. Push that out. Just see how much of this egg yolk we can get out. And yeah, if you drain them ahead of time, like if you drain them at the beginning, which you can do, you can eat the innards then, right? If you take them right out of the fridge. If you take them right out of the fridge and drain them, or if you're working with like farm fresh eggs, you don't really have to worry about refrigeration. But yeah, because the eggshell is a little bit porous, right? Some of the dye does seep through, and it is not safe for human consumption. So I'm just gonna keep seeing if I can get anything else out, and I think we're good. So I think we are ready. Can you show Ducky to new people, please? I certainly can. I certainly can. So let's give this guy a minute to drain on Ducky's stand while I show Ducky, and then we'll put him in the final color. So this is Ducky. This is a peacock that I put on a duck egg. And Queer Quills, if anybody has seen her channel here on TikTok, she has a paper quilling version of this, which is amazing. So if you haven't seen her video, I would highly suggest you go check out her page. She has beautiful paper quilling. It's very satisfying to watch, but she has a paper quilling version of this. So thank you. Yes, we love Ducky. Ducky the peacock on a duck egg. We love this. Okay, so take the stand back, put Ducky away, and nothing else came out, so I think we're good. So now let me tidy up a bit here so I don't... Okay, and I need to get out my Viking Violet and my little silicone plugs. Here we go. Are we ready? Are we ready? What do you do with the eggs after you're done? You hoard them and you just end up with egg cartons full of decorative eggs. You can sell them, you can give them away as gifts. These are, in the Ukrainian tradition, they're given away throughout the year to friends, family, respected community members. I was saying this is my standard teacher gift, is a bottle of wine and an egg at Christmas time. You can get these little these guys, they're called findings. These little egg toppers, and you put them on the tops and you make them into ornaments, and you can hang them from your tree. Or you just get a glass vase and you fill them full of eggs and they look pretty, and you just sit them on your counter year round. Oh, everybody look at my grandpa's handwriting. I miss that, man. You can throw, yeah, if you ever make an egg that you don't like if you finish it and you're like, I don't like this egg. It's just not my favorite. If you do that, you can live your best manic pixie dream girl life and throw it at your ex's car, because I mean anybody can throw regular eggs at your ex's car. It takes a whole new level of manic pixie dream girl fantasy to throw a decorative egg. Just kidding. Don't condone damage to property. But if you do, I won't judge you. How's that for an answer? So we are just going to float this lady on top and get her all beautiful in purple. And then we'll take her out and dry her off. So I'm just kind of rotating her. So this is sort of the benefit to not draining your eggs until the very, very, very end, is you don't have to worry about doing this kind of trying to fiddle with them in the dye here. You just drop them in, they get totally submerged, you come back later. Sometimes you forget about them for a week and you're like, oh damn, whoops. So maybe that's not a good thing. But anyways, are you sensing a trend? Me forgetting about things, not 100% finishing a creative product. Yeah. I love this purple, this Viking Violet. I love it. It's one of my favorites right now. And I think we're good. It's very vibrant. Okay, let me get my purple. I have a purple. All of my tea towels are designated for different things, so Let's use this side. So you have to be very gentle with her now because she is more fragile now that she's been drained. Oh, she's pretty. Oh, she's pretty. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ah, she's so pretty. Okay. How do you get the wax off? I'm going to show you right now. So there's a couple of different methods you can do. I just go for the old warm it in a candle. Did I get some wax on there or something? I must have. Interesting. Okay. So I just hold it not in a candle flame, but near a candle flame. And I just get it to the point where the wax is warm. And then I wipe it very gently with a piece of paper towel. And it is quicker. It's a quicker process when the egg's already drained because of heat conduction and all that. So my dye is a little smidgen uneven, but it's not bad. You can also, once they're drained, you can warm them in the oven or the microwave and take the wax off that way. You just have to be very careful lifting it like in and out of the oven or in and out of the microwave. You want to be careful with that because that can be heartbreaking because it's slippery. At that point, it can be very slippery with the wet wax on it before you wipe it off. So if you do the microwave or the oven method, just be very, very careful. I've seen other people use like a heat gun, like a heat tool, I think it's used for embossing for those of you that do scrapbooking and stuff. I've seen people take wax off that way. I think that's how Catherine Alexander Art and Good Harvest Pysanka, I think that's how they do theirs. So lots of the artists I've seen on Instagram, I think, use like a heat gun. Okay, ladies and gents, so now we're at that magical point. We're at that magical part. I kind of like draining it before the last color. I think I kind of like doing this method. Never tried this before. It's totally new for me. But I think I'm a fan. All right, let's have a sip of our tea. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, here we go. I've got my beeswax candle. We're gonna light this puppy up. We're gonna see what we got. I'm super excited, you guys. All right, got my paper towel here. Breathe, no breaking. Oh God, you know what? If it happens, it happens, right? I learned like a whole bunch of new stuff doing this egg. So even if it does break, it's been worth it. It's been worth it because of all the new cool things I learned. Oh, how about I put it, how about I make it so it's on screen and you guys can see? So I don't hold it in the candle. I just hold it next to the candle and I let it get warm. And I just wipe it away, just like that. Just like that. Magique, magique. Gonna try not to set my paper towel on fire. Candleception, yeah. It's my method for using these beeswax candles. I don't have a candle holder for them, so I just jam it in a tea light because I'm classy. I'm a classy broad. We make do with what we have. We make do and make art with what we have. If we weren't in COVID times, magique, magique. Je parle un petit peu. Un petit peu. Mes filles allaient à l'école en français. Okay. Oh, I love it. I love it. Why two different types of candles? To be, oh, look at this color combo, you guys. Oh. French is my first language. Oh, I'm so sorry. I won't speak any more French. I'm sorry. Je parle un petit peu. My kids are in French immersion, and I'm trying to, when we switched to go online, our only option was English only. So they had to switch it up, but we're trying to keep up with their French so that they can return to French immersion in the fall, and it's been tricky. You guys, this color combo. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This is always the most magical part, isn't it? I just love this part. This part, the wax melting into the tool and then taking it off at the end. Like I say, it's that place where science and art and magic meet. And I just love it. Sometimes, you guys, you start an egg and you're like, you know, you're not sure about it. You try something new. You're not sure on it. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. You kind of never know what you're going to get until the very end. And you take the wax off, and every now and then you just make magic. And I feel like this is one of those times where you just make an egg. It doesn't happen all the time. You make eggs that you like, and you're proud of the work that you put in, and you appreciate the process and everything that you learned making that egg. But every now and then you get a color combo and a design that you just love it. And I am loving this color combo. So this was a brown egg that we etched with the vinegar to get that light cream color. And then I put it in sweetgrass. And then I drained her. And then we floated her on top of the Viking violet. I love it. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Sorry, I'm not looking down at the comments. I'm trying not to have any catastrophes happen. I really like this one, you guys. I really like this one. I think it's really fun. I think this will be one that I do again. This will be one that I do again and try some slightly different things with it, just to see how far I can push it. But I really like it. I really, really like it. Oh, she cool. She cool. Why two types of candles? So, to be completely honest, Kathy sent me some. She sent me some of these beeswax candles, so I use them because they smell glorious. And I also find when they're usually on my lives, they're easier for you to see the process of me warming the wax if I use the taller candle. But you can use a tea light to do this. You don't have to use two types of candles. This is just me being extra. It's me being extra. Ha 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 ha. Puns. We love a pun. We love a pun around here in this corner of the internet. Yeah, vinegar etching. My new favorite thing. So the vinegar etching is what gets us this natural kind of brown color, right, from the brown egg. And then we etch it with the vinegar, that process of letting it sit in straight vinegar for 7 minutes. and then scrubbing it gently with a soft bristled toothbrush just to take down that top layer of the eggshell. And then we put it in that sweetgrass, and then we ended with Viking Violet. And I really like this, the brown and the light cream and the green and the purple. I really like this. I am really digging this. Okay, a couple more swipes and we're all done, you guys. Can you believe it? And my egg's already drained. I don't have to worry about forgetting about it. Hooray. Oh, here we are, guys. So here's the bottom. I like it. I like how this little, it kind of looks almost like a feather or a leaf. That little technique there. I'm definitely going to do this design again and see how far I can push it. I like it. I like it. Oh, I like it. So there we are, guys. Here's my patchwork quilt. I've never done an egg like this before, but I really like it. I like how it came out. Very fun. Oh. Oh, hello, Wales. I have a friend from Wales. I'm trying to remember where in Wales she is from, and it's starts with a B. It starts with a B. Can't say it. I won't even try to say it. Okay. Yes. So here we go. Fridays and today. I can put Fridays and today's live on YouTube if you guys want, so you can kind of see this. Possibly. Catherine, I love your technique. I'm gonna do that one again. I like draining it on the second last color and then just floating it on the final color. I like that. I like that a lot. It sort of combines the best of both worlds, so it sinks down into the dye in most of the colors. I'm working on a not drained egg, so it's less fragile while I'm working on it. But then I get the ease of the wax removal, and it's like drained already. I don't have to worry about draining it now. It's already drained. Yay, I like it. Would you summarize the steps you took to get to this result? So I started with a brown egg, and then, so wherever you see it is dark brown, that's where I put wax on to seal in that dark brown color. And then I dipped it in vinegar. I dipped it in vinegar for 7 minutes just to take down just the topmost layer of the eggshell. I gave it just a gentle little kind of a scrub with a soft bristle toothbrush. And then so that is what gave me this light cream color. So then I put wax wherever I wanted to keep that light cream color. And then I dipped it in this sweetgrass, the green. So wherever I wanted it to stay green, that's where I put wax. And then I did a wash back where I dipped it in. It was half vinegar, half water, and just rinsed this green dye back a bit. I drilled a hole, I emptied it, and then I dipped it in Viking Violet, just floated it on top for a bit, dried it off, took the wax off, and here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. Yay! Okay, so I will work on getting Fridays and today's lives up on YouTube so you guys can see this from the beginning if you are intrigued. Again, this is the sheet that I was working from is from this egg planning worksheet that is on Ukrainian Accessories. This is a freebie in their download section. I encourage all of you to go. It's free. Go download it. It's amazing. The website where that workbook is on is ukrainianaccessories.com. That is also where you can get all of the supplies to do. Yeah, so the next step is now I will take one of these little egg toppers. They're called findings. And I'll glue it on the top of it. It'll cover up the hole, and then I'll have a very cool ornament to gift to a friend at Christmas time. So there we go. So yes, Ukrainian Accessories is where you can find all of this good stuff, all this good stuff. If you use code CraftyLady10 at checkout, it will save you 10%, and it is my affiliate code, so I also get a small kickback. So thank you very much. Yeah, starter kits, you're looking at around, total cost to start this, you could start this hobby for $50 or less for all of your containers, your paper towel, your eggs, your kit, your everything. So depending on how much it costs to ship to you. But around $50 you can start this hobby. So very cool, very fun. And yes, so here we go. I have a YouTube channel. It's the same name as I am on here, Cheeky Crafty Lady. There is a link in my bio. And I will upload these lives so you guys can watch them back if you want. Nails are Menchie the Cat by Hollow Taco. We love Christine Simply Nailogical. So thank you guys for spending time with me on Sunday. Very much enjoyed finishing this egg in front of you guys for you to see. I am really like this color combo. I can't wait to do it again. So wherever you're watching in the world, if it's afternoon or evening or morning, I hope you had some fun here today and you learned some stuff. And I will be back probably Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'll always be on here Friday nights and Sunday afternoons. Sometimes I'm on here on Wednesdays, but I'll always be on Friday nights, 10 p.m. to around midnight Mountain Standard Time. And then Sunday afternoons, I'll be on here 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm going to go and make dinner now. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, and have a good one. Bye.